Hi guys, we are going to now work on finding the greatest common factor of monomials. So first of all, we are going to review the greatest common factor. So my two numbers are 42 and 60. So I'm going to teach you the prime factorization way. So what two factors, any two factors multiplied together give me 42. My top of my head, 6 and 7 come to mind because I know 6 times 7 is 42. Well, 7's prime, so I can circle that. 6 can be broken down to 2 and 3. So those are both prime. So now I've found the prime factorization of 42. 2 times 3 times 7. With 60, I can break this down. I'm going to break it down to 10 and 6. 10 and 6. I mean, you can do a lot of factors, but you just want to break it down until all is left is prime numbers. So 5 can be broken down between 2 and 5. 10 can be broken down between 2 and 5. And 6 can be broken down 2 and 3 because 2 times 3 is 6. So now we have the prime factorization of that. 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. So when we're looking for greatest common factor, we're looking for what they have in common. So looking at this and looking at this, I can see that they both have a 2 in common. This one only has 1 2 to give. This one has 2 2s to give. I can only take as much as they both can give me the same amount. So I need them to give me the same amount. This one gives me 1, this one gives me 2. So I can only take out 1 2. So for the greatest common factor, I can only take out 1 2. Do they have any other thing in common? Any other number? I see that they both have a 3 in common. This one has 1 3, this one has 1 3. So they can both give me just 1. So I take out a 3 as well. And then nothing else in common. So I have a 2 and a 3. What I do is I multiply those together and I get a greatest common factor of 6. So that is how you find the greatest common factor. So now let's do it for monomials. It's basically the same thing, except monomials have variables. And so we'll go over how to pick the greatest common factor of variables. But first, let's do this one. 40a squared. A squared b is 48ab to the 4th. So what you want to do first is just like what we normally did. We want to take 40 and 48 and find the greatest common factor of that. So we're going to do our little, okay, so 40 I'm going to break down 8 and 5. And then I can break down 8 again into 4 and 2. And then 2 and 2. So I have 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. So here is the prime factorization of that. If you see, I break down 8 into 4 and 2. And then I can still break down 4 into 2 and 2. So I have 3 2s and 1 5. And then 48, I'm going to use 6 and 8 to start off because 6 times 8 is 48. I can still break down 6 into 2 and 3. And 4, I can break down 4 and 2. And then break down the 4 into 2 and 2. So I get 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. So in this case, if you look at this, see I broke it down and prime factorization 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. And so now what we're doing is we're looking for the greatest common factor. Greatest common factor. So what I want to do is find common factors in these. I see that they both have a 2. This one has 3 2s to give. This one has 4 2s to give. Remember, I can only take as much as they can both give me. So since this one can only give me 3 2s, I can only take out 3 2s. So 2 times 2 times 2. Is there anything else that is common there? No, one has 5, one has a 3, nothing else that's common. So I can only take out 2 times 2 times 2. So 2 times 2 is 4, and then 4 times 2 is 8. So the greatest common factor in this case is 8, okay? I'm gonna erase that now, I'm gonna leave those 2 up there, but we know the greatest common factor is 8 between 40 and 48. So I'm gonna write that to the side. Now let's look at the variables. This is a squared, this is a. Same thing. So this means that this has 2 a's, this only has 1 a. So remember, I can only take out as much as they both can give me. Since this one only has 1A, I can only take out 1A because the other one, that one can't give me anymore. And then on your B's, I have 1B over here, I have 4 B's over here. But in this case, I can only take out what they both can give me. Since this one only has 1B, I can only take out 1B. So I have 8AB for my greatest common factor. That is how you do that for the greatest common factor. Let's do another one. Let's do one with just all variables, because I think we have finding the greatest common factor of numbers down. So in this case, we have a cubed, b seventh, c to the fourth, and a squared, b cubed, c to the second. So let's look at my a's. This one has 3 a's because a to the third means a times a times a. This one has 2 a's. So what I want to do, this one can give me 3, this one can give me 2. Remember, I can only take out as much as they both can give me. So since this one only has 2, I'm only going to take out 2. Okay, and then the B's, I have 7 over here and 3 over here. This one can only give me 3, so I'm going to take out the 3. And then we have C for C squared. Well, the most that each can give me together is 2, C squared. So we take out the C squared and we get, this is the greatest common factor of that, A squared, B cubed, C squared. Thank you for participating in this video.